Sometimes we hold on to people who were never meant to stay in our lives. We cling to relationships, to friendships, to connections, hoping they'll become what we dream of, wishing they'll fulfill some void inside us. But not everyone who walks into your life is meant to stay. And letting them go for the sake of God's will can be one of the hardest yet most freeing things you'll ever do. Letting go requires faith and trust in God's plan. And it's one of the most difficult lessons we're called to learn in life. We cling to the familiar, to what feels safe and comforting, because the unknown is intimidating. The idea of releasing something we haven't tested our time, emotions, and heart into feels painful, almost impossible. But there comes a point when holding on is more harmful than the act of letting go, and that's when we have to lean into our faith and trust in a higher purpose. It's not about giving up or quitting. It's about recognizing that God has a plan far greater than what we can comprehend, and sometimes that plan involves release. Trusting God's plan means believing that He sees the whole picture while we only see fragments. We look at a moment in time, a situation, or a relationship and think, this is all I have. But God knows what's around the corner, what lies ahead in our journey. He knows which paths will bring us closer to our purpose and which ones will lead us astray. So when He asks us to let go of a relationship, a dream that didn't work out, or a past hurt, He's doing so out of love and wisdom. He's redirecting us towards something better, something we can't see yet. Letting go demands that we surrender our need for control. And let's be honest, that's hard. We like to plan, to make sense of our world, to feel that we have a say in the outcomes of our lives. But true faith isn't about having all the answers or being able to predict what will happen next. It's about saying, God, I don't understand, but I trust You. I don't know why I'm going through this, but I believe You have a purpose. It's about surrendering our will and trusting that His will is perfect, even when we're hurting. This faith doesn't come easily. It's a process, a journey that takes time. At first, we might feel resistant. We question God, asking why things are happening the way they are, why He is allowing pain, disappointment, or loss into our lives. But in the quiet moments when we're still and open, we start to sense His voice gently reminding us that He has always been faithful. We recall past experiences when things seemed hopeless, yet He made a way. We remember that He has never failed us, even when we didn't understand His methods. In the act of letting go, we must also accept that not everything is meant to be forever. People come and go. Opportunities present themselves and then disappear. Seasons change, and we are meant to change with them. Holding on too tightly to what is no longer meant for us only prevents us from receiving what God has prepared. It's like clinging to a closed door, unaware that a new one is waiting to be opened just a few steps away. But to find that new door, to step into what God has for us, we must have the courage to walk away from what is no longer serving His plan for our lives. Faith means trusting that God's timing is perfect even when it feels delayed. We might not understand why something had to end when it did, but God's delays are not His denials. He orchestrates everything for a purpose, and His love for us is so deep that He won't let us settle for less than His best. Our job is to trust and obey, to keep our hearts open to His guidance, even when it feels like we're stepping into darkness. Letting go is a leap of faith. It's saying, God, I put this in Your hands. I trust You to heal what's broken, to restore what's lost, and to guide me to where I need to be. It's a test of our belief, a test of our willingness to surrender our plans for His. Well, when we finally release what we're clinging to, we find peace. We realize that we were never alone, that His presence was with us all along, carrying us through, strengthening our spirits, and preparing us for what's next. Letting go may hurt, but trusting in God's plan brings healing and hope. It brings a new beginning crafted by the One who loves us beyond measure.